Magic 8 Ball.
True.
New segment.
I don't
I
even
think
know
we
what that
need a
means.
new segment.
We asked the Magic
What
8
should
Ball.
our new segment
We
be?
asked the Magic 8 Ball the answer to some viewer question.
Our new segment should be guess how long we're going to be on sabbatical next time.
We will send you stickers if you win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would forget the scripted intro if you didn't write it down. Thanks.
We haven't done it too many times.
What is my, what
Yeah,
is
how
my
many
thing
raccoons?
today? No raccoons. I need something fresh.
Something fresh.
Gay
How
raccoons?
many Pride buses?
3 Pride buses in a trench coat.
3 board members in a trench coat.
That's good. What have you guys been up to?
Work, sleep, eat, repeat. How about
Nice.
you?
Yeah, he has a 9 to 5.
Oh, I've been doing 9 to 5.
At the library?
Yeah.
Damn. Didn't know they'd give you that many hours.
Except Friday. But otherwise. Because I can't be full time.
They'll give you like all 30 hours or something? 32?
32, yeah.
Nice.
Do you want some big cookie?
I will have some big.
From vending machine?
Vending machine.
It looks surprisingly fresh though.
Cougar Mountain. What is this BYU ass cookie?
Yes.
I will take a small sample and suspicious it might contain BYU.
Yeah. Fair precaution.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The P doesn't work in my computer very well anymore.
Life and death of the gloop. Wait, the gloop is in the Logan gloop?
No, the gloop as in the Salt Lake City gloop.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you tried cleaning your computer?
Yes.
Have you guys noticed the signal issue at Stadium Station? For the tracks?
Oh, where it like glitches on sometimes?
Well, where it stays on and it doesn't give the solid light for the operator.
Oh,
so
that's new.
They're heading up towards
and they have to
the hospital.
stop and honk and go?
Well, no, they just stop and wait for it to change for like a minute or two.
Oh my god. That's new.
It could be because it's not being tripped correctly by the...
I'm a bit suspicious because...
But it's been an issue for about 3 weeks now.
And before the construction, it was having an issue where it would like sometimes randomly go on for like 10 seconds with no train.
There's definitely a signal issue.
Yeah. Are they going to fix it? I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Bus bridge is silly though.
Oh yeah, how's...
The red line bus. Yeah. Did you guys make it to the downtown walking thing by the library?
Mm-hmm.
The one, yeah.
The what is it?
Was it good? Because I haven't been to it.
The what downtown walking
They
thing?
they have a pedestrianized street by the
the
library.
Gloop.
The gloop.
Oh, is that the gloop?
The
That's
green-
what
it's
called?
called the Green Loop.
Okay,
and so,
okay,
we've been
okay.
calling it the gloop.
Okay,
because
okay.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're talking about. We actually
Okay.
spent a lot of time there because it's really nice.
I haven't been yet, but I really want to go.
It's gone.
Okay, well, great.
Good
That's what I
timing.
get for being in Logan for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to see the gloop, but I didn't get to see the gloop.
The inferior gloop. Okay, are we doing this thing?
No,
Stop.
we're not doing a podcast episode at all.
Okay.
I had a thought pop in my mind today. I was like, so I wonder if this AI stuff is happening. And there's now probably enough audio on the internet of us all speaking that maybe we can just quit and have an AI generated red line.
Like those like TikToks where Joe Biden and Donald Trump and like Obama are just talking about stuff to each other.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Gaming
But
or whatever.
We could have an AI episode of the Red Line. We could have an AI generated car positive episode of the Red Line. Stuff we
do
would
it
never say.
We'll do it for next April Fool's.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, someone could take all of this audio, make a fake Alex, and then, like, threaten my family with it. Be like, help, I'm tied up. Well, I guess you won't
and
need
then
that
you
part
and then
now,
you can
but-
talk in like overly verbose ChatGPT sentences.
Yeah.
Help, I have been tied up by my captors in this room.
Please pay 100,000 Great British pounds.
Great British pounds are the currency of Great
The
Britain.
United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, as well as its overseas dependencies.
Yeah, now I kind of wish I had a ChatGPT account so I could just have it make some bullshit right now.
Oh no.
Our job is replaceable now because we've supplied all of the audio.
Yeah, as long as you don't care what we're saying and you just want to listen to the
you
soothing
just wanna
sound of our
listen to the
voice.
soothing sound of Alex's voice.
An approximation of the soothing sound.
Hey, it means if I get sick again, you can make episodes
That's
with
true.
me.
If you die of cancer, we will keep going.
Yeah. That's why there's an AI Beatles song coming out.
Oh,
if you saw
wait,
they-
actually?
Paul McCartney.
John Lennon's voice, they like ripped it from an old track of a song they never published, and then they cleaned it up, and now they're gonna put it in an actual song. It'll be the Beatles'
Cool.
last song. I feel like it's weird.
But I don't know how George is going to
That's
play.
kinda
That's the
weird.
part I have trouble with.
I mean, I feel like if they use the original audio of the actual person, then that's like an okay tribute. If they like feed it into an AI, that's just weird.
But it's just like to clean it up. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what I used to
Yeah.
scrub audio from the quotes that we're using for the other
Oh my
podcasts that
goodness.
I'm definitely not making.
Okay. Very ominous.
But are you gonna have a full orchestra score for this other podcast in
my
the
friend
spirit
played-
of Star Trek
My co-host
or
plays
Star
like
Wars?
5 instruments, so
Is this
Alright.
political?
Star Wars nerd.
That's a Star Wars podcast.
it's a Star Wars politics podcast.
So you're gonna talk about Reagan's Star Wars.
No, I think
This
that
had better
would
be
like,
a topic.
I want to be on a podcast and talk about Reagan's Star Wars. I want to be on a podcast and talk about Reagan. I love the guy. He's horrible.
You gotta do an episode about this just because it's like the namesake.
That's true. It could be our joke episode.
Yeah.
Well, when's that happening?
So my friend works like beyond full time, so it's taking her a long time to spin up stuff. And since I already have a podcast as well as numerous other things that I do, and this is her thing.
You're just speaking.
I am the dumb bimbo in the podcast, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Is my
so
role.
so my role.
Excuse
You're
me.
taking my job.
Yeah, stop like reflecting this off the mirror that is your other friend.
What? No, I'm just the one that doesn't know anything about Star Wars and knows a lot of things about politics, is my role in the
Okay.
podcast.
You're just talking, you're not logisticking, and you're not writing.
Yes. Well, I am writing. Some.
You're not
Because
writing
this is the
literally
sort of-
everything.
This is the sort of, this is the sort of script that requires, like,
Writing.
collaboration instead of just, like, research and then putting it on a page. Except this episode, which had neither of those things.
I feel like we're just crapping on our own podcast at this point, which shouldn't we like record that?
Yeah, okay. That's a lot of good, like, B-roll, though.
That doesn't mean I'm getting rid of it.
Okay.
Everything's saved.
It usually means I'm getting rid of it, but not necessarily.
I don't know, we said some funny
We've had some good banter.
Yeah.
I like
Given
the
that this
AI
episode is just-
AI
This is,
bits.
you need the 20 minutes of random bullshitting before the actual line. Everyone loves that.
It's like a cold open, but completely irrelevant.
It's what some people base their entire podcast off of.
You know,
Hello and welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience.
once we actually like start producing videos at like a non-zero rate, I will be increasingly comfortable with putting an increasing amount of just bullshit in the podcast episodes.
Real. Okay. 5, 4, 3.
2. What's French for 1?
1,
Mm,
2, 3, 4. Okay, Kyle. Welcome to the internet, live from the Marriott Library at the University of Utah. This is the Red Line Podcast. I'm your host, quote, 3 UTA board members in a trench coat, unquote, and these are my co-hosts.
Oh, Kyle Holland and
Alex
sorry,
Porter.
it's been a while.
Today we're talking about the wild stuff that's gone on while we've been on our involuntary sabbatical. So we'll talk everything that we can think of after the break.
Cool.
Yes, so to recap why we have not uploaded an episode in, a month and a half now?
Yeah, I think
Dude, I
about
don't
it,
even
yeah.
know.
Yeah, so let's see. I went to Boise for a while.
Well, first we took one for finals.
Yeah, we took a break for finals.
Yeah.
Then I went to Boise and Alex went to like Virginia.
I went to Virginia. Well, no, I went to Illinois.
But like not at the same
And-
time.
And then I went to Virginia.
But not at the same
Goodness.
time.
Not at the same time.
Did you end up in St. Louis?
Yes. But I didn't
Cool.
ride anything, unfortunately.
Ah, rip. That's okay.
I just went to I'm not wearing a hat, but a Cardinals game.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And what? Oh, is my computer being loud? This piece
Yeah.
of crap. Is that better?
That's significantly better, thank you.
If it's down here, it's fine. I
It is called a laptop.
Very funny. And then Alex got sick for like 3 weeks.
2 weeks, so.
Good job.
You
Yeah.
can still hear he's a little bit sick. So.
Yeah, but I'm not contagious.
Hey, once we start doing... Once you're in Logan... oh
Sorry.
my god. COVID jokes.
It's not COVID, though.
No, it was just a respiratory tract infection.
Yeah, it was a respiratory infection, double pink eye W infection, and
What?
strep.
How the hell?
And I'm working on the strep right now.
When it rains,
Good
it
luck.
pours.
But I'm not contagious. I'm
Cool.
on amoxicillin.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
I was saying, once you move to Logan and we start doing remote recording and the god-awful mess that is remote editing, whenever you're sick, we can do an episode in which you have like 2 lines. And the episode is 15 minutes long.
Wow.
But we could,
And both of the lines just sound like white noise.
or we can make a soundboard of just like
Alex
my
reactions.
laughing or the,
And then you can push
and
the
then I'll just push
soundboard.
the buttons, and it'll just seem like a normal episode.
Automation.
Oh, but then they'd miss all the banter, which is the best part of a podcast.
We can do that.
We
in
can get enough
post.
soundboard words that you can just... But, you know.
Okay, so today is our...
Oh, can we do a news break to insert in the BART Part 2? Which is coming out this Wednesday since we're on schedule now.
Oh, yeah, give me a sec.
We can always do it at the end.
I figure we should. Oh wait, I didn't say. I got one news now. Real news. I have a friend who took a picture of it, so I'll just DM them. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, this has been the news, abbreviated edition. Okay, so while we've been sick in Boise, in Illinois, in Virginia, or in Kyle's case, working 9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to... Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like we've done that before.
I think we have.
Yeah.
We haven't taken a sabbatical this long before.
No.
At least since we started having a release schedule.
Yeah, that's true. Not since this year.
Yeah.
So...
Wish we got paid. Wait, we do get paid on sabbaticals. Never mind. I retract my earlier
Yeah,
statement.
we got
Thanks,
paid
patrons.
on sabbaticals. Thanks, patrons. Thanks for sticking around, even though we didn't do anything.
We're basically academics.
So, news article number 1, and in my opinion, the best news. BART is saved. Celebratory noises, please.
Woohoo!
Eat.
Yeah.
This is the first I've heard of this. It's pretty fresh news.
It is. It's from 2 days ago. So, basically what happened is that even though Gavin Newsom is kind of a climate arsonist and was just going to let California Transit die because reasons, the state legislature was like, hey, how about we don't do that? And thanks mainly to the efforts of Senator Scott Weiner, who is I believe, representative for State Senate District 19, which is one of San Francisco's 2 Senate districts. They've passed a joint funding agreement, which is going to give $1.1 billion in operational funding over the next 2 years from an e-bus fund, which I am fine with, gotta be honest with you.
Capital funds for buying electric buses?
Yeah, they turned that into operations.
Brilliant.
What? You can't complain against that,
of all the
can
places that would use electric buses, San Francisco. Come on.
They already have electric buses.
It's either death spiral or you buy more buses.
Well, look, we're gonna have buses and trains that come every hour, but they're going to be electric.
I know what I would pick, and I think they picked right.
This is a very clever move. This is good.
Bay Area or Bay Area Transit, as we've discussed, has not been lovely since the pandemic, but these service cuts that were forecasted were really terrible. Muni was going to cut 20 bus lines. BART was going to be potentially running every hour service by 2025, or no service, as well as no weekend service. AC Transit, which is Oakland and surrounding areas, including Berkeley, also going to have to cut just a crap ton of service. So this is very, very good.
And it's a clever place to get the money, too, on such short
because
notice.
it's worthless to spend money on that.
Yeah. The ROI is, quite
extremely low.
Yeah. Well, if you compare the the climate savings from having all of those e-buses compared to cutting all of the service and losing all of your riders.
Compared to the climate savings of
then
having riders.
I think it's pretty clear.
And the thing is, everyone wants to act like Bay Area Transit is not recovering, but BART reached, for the first time yesterday, or not yesterday, it reached its second highest ridership since the pandemic yesterday. They had almost 190,000 riders. They're probably going to top 200K for the first time since the pandemic later this month.
And what's the recovery percentage that is?
That would be like 50.
That's good. That's quite good.
And the other thing is, everyone who's calling this a bailout is still kind of an idiot, because BART's fare box recovery is still higher than every other transit agency in California, even though it's like, you know, supposedly on its last legs or something.
Yeah, and it will only get better as they're able to get riders. Like, apparently, ridership numbers have been going up a lot more because they're working on security and sweeping the crime problem off of BART onto somewhere else.
And back onto the streets.
And back onto the streets where it belongs.
Yeah.
So is this 1.1 billion from federal funding?
No, state funds.
Oh.
It's California.
So I imagine people have less of an issue with it than they would normally.
There are people freaking out about it because they're mad that they're not going to get electric buses.
Really?
Okay, but...
Yeah, well, it's climate equity, okay, to have terrible transit service, but at least the poors won't have to breathe in the diesel fumes.
Very well done move, taking transit money and using it for different transit things.
That's...
Because this is the one of the key problems with California politics, is that a lot of people there have an aesthetic of environmentalism rather than actual environmentalism.
If you think it through for a second...
But they don't care about like the actual results. They just care that it looks green.
Because it's not like they're going to be riding it.
Yeah. They're going to drive like everyone does, obviously.
Well, that pisses me off.
Yes. Also, a good thing that this budget does, Gavin's budget, I'm going to start calling him Gavin. No, I'm not.
It's a nice name.
Look.
When are we getting him on the podcast?
Tier list of Democratic governors, he's like A to B tier. He's pretty decent. So I'm not going to call him Gavin.
Isn't he wildly unpopular?
No.
No? I'm thinking of someone else.
With Republicans, he's wildly unpopular.
Oh, okay.
Because he does things?
But if you heard him go on Fox News the other day, that man is... He was on Fox News. He had an interview with Hannity, and he fought the guy the whole time. More Democrats should do this.
That's funny.
Yeah, good for him.
They should have like a special training course for people to handle Fox News.
Fox News.
It's a skill.
The other thing that Governor Newsom's budget wanted to cut was $2 billion in capital projects, including some money for the San Jose BART extension and some light rail money for VTA and some other projects like that.
Okay.
I think some like Muni subway rehabilitation or something. $2 billion of that was going to get cut from the state budget because California did not run a surplus this year for the first time in a while.
Okay.
And the state legislature was like, hey, how about we don't do that? So $2 billion in capital funding saved and a temporary bailout for Northern California Transit while they identify like a permanent revenue source.
That's cool. So that leads us to two further questions. One, what are they building with the $2 billion exactly? Because in today's climate, I'm scared that it's not as much as we want it to be.
It's money for the San Jose BART extension, which we've discussed before, the $1 billion a mile.
Okay.
So we get 2 miles.
They saved 2 miles of BART. Whatever. No, most of that's federal money. I don't think that the majority of the $2 billion was for the San Jose extension.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that the federal money from the just the relief program?
No, that's just a regular federal
just normal
build something grant.
So that's not the new funding that should be coming soon.
No.
Okay.
That'll be a whole new ballgame.
I'm excited about that.
I am very excited about that as well.
And then second question, BART long-term funding, do we have a plan yet? Because $1.1 billion over 2 years is a short-term solution.
The state is looking into options. So this is another thing that's happening in the Bay at the moment is regional agencies are working on integration.
Ooh.
So the 28 agencies in the Bay Area or whatever, which is a lot.
They're gonna have to change. They might have to change the striping on Van Ness. So it doesn't say Muni GGT only.
It's just Bay Area Regional Transit only.
Bay Area Regional Transit, Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's a perfect acronym.
Yeah, just so you keep it. But they're working on integrating both operations funding and fares.
that will be good
at
for
the
everybody.
moment, like they just sent like a whole delegation to Switzerland because the entire country of Switzerland is basically fair and operationally integrated.
Wow.
And since Switzerland is, marginally larger than the Bay Area, they figure that's a good place to learn from, even for such a large metro area. And so they're not going to La Sombrita. It's that's another thing we got to talk about.
Oh.
Okay. I forgot about La Sombrita. So they're going to integrate fares. They're already working on like a whole fare zone system for the entire Bay Area. They're going to integrate operations. They have better transfers. They're also going to potentially come up with a dedicated funding source that funds every single Bay Area transit agency.
As opposed to like Muni gets some local funds from whatever the sales tax is.
Right, Muni gets its Proposition
K.
Yeah, Proposition K sales tax, but that's only from San Francisco County. Now, everyone will get funding from everywhere because it's a recognition that everybody needs transit to get everywhere in the whole region.
Which sounds like a pretty solid long-term plan, if you ask me.
Yes.
And they'll get lots of ridership from just the user experience of fare and route integration alone.
I imagine that's going to take a long time to shake out now.
They're moving fast because
they have
Bay Area transit leaders understand that transit there is having problems with funding at the moment, and so they want to show that they are making positive movement towards like being better so that state and local leaders are willing to support, continued funding.
It takes a while to make funding happen, and they only have a finite number of years left of temporary funding.
Right, and they wanted $3 billion, which would have sustained them for 5 years. So,
hey, they got 2 years. Something. So
2 years is a long time because that means that 2027 is now the fiscal cliff instead of 2025. That's a big deal.
And pray that will be enough time for them to get everything sorted.
That's 4 years.
Funding. Yeah.
So,
especially if they're going for local funding.
Even at California government pace, that's pretty decent.
Well, so that's very good news.
Cool.
Other good news from the BART, actually, BART specifically, BART is changing its service pattern for the first time in a very long time.
Having the 5 lines in the day, 3 lines at night?
No, they're continuing that.
Okay.
So, essentially what's going to be happening is they are reducing frequency on 4 lines during daytime hours. So, currently you have, your 5 lines, right? There's the yellow line, red line, blue line, green line, orange line. All of them except the yellow line will have daytime service frequency reduced to 20 minutes. Except the yellow line, which will have its daytime service frequency increased to 10 minutes. And then all of them will have weekend and evening frequency increased to 20 minutes from 30 minutes. Because the riders that have been coming back the most post-pandemic are in the evenings and on the weekends and during off-peak hours and also on the yellow line for some reason. The idea is that they're going to, by decreasing frequency marginally during peak service hours, which aren't really peak service hours anymore as much.
Yeah, why on the yellow line of all lines?
Yeah, I gotta see this. Yeah.
SFO to Berkeley. That is the strongest corridor in the
fair.
In the system.
Fair. Oh,
and also out to Antioch.
It's interlined with a lot of other stuff.
Yes, it is. And so the point is that no matter where you are on BART, you're still not going to wait more than 10 minutes for a train most of the time. But the idea is to increase service frequency during times when more riders are coming back, especially on the weekends and especially at night. That's also a safety problem, Kyle.
Because you have to wait longer.
Because at night, if you have to wait a longer time, that makes it a little more sketchy to ride BART. And so if you have 20-minute wait instead of a 30-minute wait, that's a real safety improvement. And so it's kind of a virtuous cycle.
As much as it would be nice to just have, more service and never reduce service anywhere ever, this is a much better allocation of available resources. Which are most notably very finite at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a pretty smart play.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very good idea. There's a lot of people in the Bay who are very excited about it. So I think that that's a good sign, if anything.
Yep, I like it.
Meanwhile, eBART.
Yeah, meanwhile, eBART. eBART's service frequency will also be, regrettably, increasing to 10 minutes. Because it is technically part of the yellow line.
It'll probably explode.
Yeah.
eBART extension to Vegas one.
Yes. No. Brightline's building a line to Vegas.
Oh, yeah, isn't
they actually have funding or something. So.
Aren't they supposed to break ground this year?
I imagine they're moving very fast.
Yeah.
Brightline.
They're not literally shovels in the ground yet, but they're supposed to break ground this year and be done by 2027.
Brightline gives me a lot of hope.
I like Brightline.
Yeah.
They're doing good stuff. Oh, and their Florida segment's almost open as well.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing, like, final tests on that.
The third expansion of it?
To Orlando
Airport.
Like the 120 mile an hour section.
Sweet.
Also, Illinois has higher speed rail now because the St. Louis to Chicago line now goes 110, and they've cut 30 minutes off the schedule on Amtrak.
Wow.
It's a shame.
I don't want to know how much. I don't want to know how much that cost.
Not that much.
Was it just
hundreds of millions?
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Was it just patches? I imagine.
I don't think they had to do that much physical work.
Okay.
So
recertification.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Back to Brightline now. My parents are even excited about Brightline.
Good for them.
That's a good sign for me.
Yeah.
Is that my parents are excited about transit.
Yeah. Orlando will be open soon, and I was watching some updates about this the other day.
Honestly.
Go where?
I watched,
go ride Brightline?
Go ride Brightline.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I watched some videos of people riding it.
It's nice.
It's not exactly my aesthetic. It's very. I don't know. I don't think it's looks great.
It's a functioning
it's clean,
train.
It's sharp.
Has good frequency for an inner-city service.
It is a functioning train.
It gets people that wouldn't normally want to ride the train.
Yeah. They're making it competitive.
I think it's good. I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on Brightline, Orlando to Tampa is still a planning crap show.
Well, who wants to go to Tampa?
It's basically on fire. Apparently lots of people. But no, the planning process for that may as well be like a dumpster fire.
So I want you guys to look up La Sombrita.
Okay.
It's like sombrero, but sombrita.
Little sombrero.
Yes.
Oh,
La
restaurant?
Sombrita.
Wait.
And then look
yeah,
up an
that.
Image. Look up an image.
I've heard a
remember
lot about this. Yeah.
So
apparently, is the city of LA getting canceled?
Oh, they have been very canceled by urbanist Twitter. So the city of LA spent, and we're gonna put an image of this up on the screen, even if we have to, beg for it because this thing's fucking hilarious. The city of LA just spent $1.5 million to build 4 of these, as well as to send the nonprofit that built the 4 of these on a vacation to Quito and Europe. Quito being the capital of Ecuador.
Why?
To learn about how they do equity in shelters and bus shelters for women or something.
And what these are, the fakest ass quote, even bus shelters.
No, this makes the bus stop women friendly, okay? Don't you see the pitiful blue lights?
Hey, I see a woman under in a photo, so.
Don't you see the tiny little blue light? That will clearly increase safety.
So what this is geometrically is a bus pole with like
a skateboard on
a
it.
sheet of mesh about probably a bit bigger.
Skateboard.
Probably a bit bigger than a skateboard on it. With like the world's worst light ever that like theoretically could potentially provide shade in like 2050 during an eclipse.
Okay, yeah.
And
that's really bad.
And I would just like to point out that they're like, oh, well, we have to do this because we can't put a traditional bus shelter there. First of all, expand the sidewalk. Second of all, if you can't do that, here's a great idea. Have you ever heard of a cantilevered bus stop? They're all over the place in every city in this country.
What's that?
It's just a roof, and then there's not like pillars out in the front. It's just held up by the backing. It's cantilevered.
Oh, and it just hangs over the sidewalk.
Yeah, without blocking anything.
And you could shade the sidewalk too. That's so cool.
A technology so difficult that Boise has mastered it. I saw one. While I was riding the bus in Boise, I saw a cantilevered bus stop, and apparently this is a technology that the 75 or 750,000 people of the Treasure Valley can master, but not the 18 million of the LA Metro.
So how about LA should have just spent their $1.5 million sending their people on a trip to like Boise to go look at normal bloody bus stops.
You could have driven. It would have cost you like $200.
And then they could have just driven one of their own buses.
You think the LA Metro staff is riding LA Metro?
Well, if it's like a charter thing, that's kind of a different beast.
So, how much did this cost the design again?
This was $1.5 million for 4 of these things.
this money would have been much better spent designing a
see
more
Alex's
efficient
face.
way to install normal working bus
Well,
shelters.
Is it like
But the-
gold, like colored?
Gold-plated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the actual units cost, I believe, it has to be reviewed.
Less than $10,000 each is supposedly how much they cost.
Then how did they spend $1.5 million on it?
The
The
rest was
international
design.
vacation?
Oh, my bad.
Probably.
No,
is a
and
good
this
chunk
is
of
just
it.
a symptom of how diseased our cities are these days because, like, it would be quite easy to install a cantilever bus stop, but you would have to go through 14 frickin' departments of LA to get it approved.
With $1.5 million in budget, I think you could have spent all the man hours you wanted to fix that process.
You would have thunk it, but apparently California bureaucracy, you need to get rid of some. Like, I am a liberal, right? I think regulation is generally a good thing, but you guys have just been like, let's have process for its own sake. And now you're screwed.
I'm looking at a picture on Street Blog's coverage of this, and they're doing like a press release at like one of their 4 sample
Oh
installations.
my God, they had a press
And in the
release.
background of their little sample installation is a normal bus stop bench because the sidewalk is like plenty wide enough for that, and it just doesn't have a shelter over it.
Yeah, it's just pathetic.
This
This is, and the whole spin is, ooh, he's good for women, is like.
No,
How is
no,
this
no,
help?
that-
There's not even an actual light.
Well, you see, the thing is, there are like no real world benefits to this product that they have to spin it like this.
But I don't get. Is it supposed to provide shade?
Yes.
Theoretically,
Because it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Well, but
Is
you
it-
see, if you stand in the right place 5 feet away and like crouch, you might be able to get your head in the shade.
Is it supposed to provide shelter from my grain?
No.
So how is this a bus stop alternative? How does this
It's
make
not.
sense?
It's providing equity for women.
Because
Then why didn't?
I feel well.
California
God.
is California breaking your brain, Alex?
How many
Yeah.
women could you have given a crisp $100 bill for this $1.5 million?
A lot. What is that? 1,500 women? Yeah, you could have given 1,500 women.
15,000.
You could have given 15,000 women a monthly LA Transit Metro pass for the same price that it cost to make La Sombrita.
I mean, obviously the money would have been best spent, fixing the bus stop process. But this is a pretty funny
Obviously,
comparison.
the money would have best spent by not being spent at all and defunding some of those dumb things that are needing, apparently, to approve this.
See,
Yeah, we could unspend money by defunding LA's bureaucracy.
Yes, good idea.
I don't really like the bus stops we have, the ones where it's a seat
Oh
on
my
the pole.
goodness.
But I
at
didn't
least
think
those
you
are
could.
cheap.
Well, at least you
Yeah.
can sit down too, and
And they're like
I
modular,
didn't
so they
think
go
you
on our
could-
standard bus
They're like
poles.
$500 as well.
And they
Yeah.
are better than literally nothing.
Less than $10,000.
yes, they are less
Like
than
UCA
10,000.
puts those in places they weren't even considering installing a rail bus shelter.
See, I thought that those weren't great, and then
They're
this provides as much shade, as much light, as much protection from rain
But without a chair.
without a chair. Yeah,
This is like a
And
literal
it's a worse
slap.
color.
This is like a slap in the face to whoever's trying to stand there.
Yeah. So, that's La Sombrita. Yeah, California, I love you so much. I'm going to move to you in a year, but like
Stop having a regulation fetish.
maybe I don't know, chill out a little bit, guys. You don't have to like approve like every hole in La Sombrita.
Or even if you want to, use like computers.
I think they already do.
Okay, use them better and more of them.
So,
Oh,
Moving-
click, I want to install a bus shelter. Oh, that's automatically
moving
approved.
on from the paradise/hell state that is California.
I think you've encapsulated most people's feelings about California.
Yeah. Well, you see, conservatives are just like, it's a hell state. And everyone else is like, well, it's a paradise and a hell state. So
And it's expensive.
that's part of the reason why
And the
it's a hell state.
Californians leave, and they gentrify other
Poor
places
Californians
we live in.
leave.
and come to Utah.
Yeah. What's funny is, this is entirely off topic. Moving on, the Honolulu Metro, something we've discussed a while ago.
Okay.
And what I have here is, on the page, it says Honolulu Metro Fiasco.
That's
So-
concerning.
Don't you mean the Honolulu Area Rapid Transit?
Well, they've decided not to call it that, but we'll get into that later.
But it's such a good acronym.
So first of all, as we all know, cost overruns, construction delays, the actual segment that goes downtown isn't going to be finished until the 2030s, yada, 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 making it basically a useless stub line at the moment, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
We talked in length about that.
Yes. Why would you not build the downtown section first, question mark?
Because they wanted something that, like, existed to show off.
I don't care. It's not going to show off because no one's going to write it.
They didn't realize it would have been much cheaper to build it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we are. And this first section is done. It's ready for operations. It will enter operations in August.
Cool.
Yes, in August. Early August.
And how close does it get you to downtown?
Not close.
Oh.
Like, miles.
Are they going to, like, reconfigure
miles?
some bus routes to feed into it, at least?
No.
Oh.
So but that's not even the fiasco. That's expected. That's just normal American Transit Agency stuff, right? Not integrating your services. Okay, but when they announced the new services and operating patterns, what would you guess that a fully automated, fully elevated, fully grade separated, fully platform screen doored metro frequency would run, and how long would it run?
Well, for one, it's a single straight line, so there's really, like, no complexity.
Okay, just give me a number. How
5
often?
minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes?
I would say
5 minutes.
you could do better, but 5 minutes should be...
Okay, and what time at night do you think it should run to?
Let's have a
Or
4-hour...
what time in the morning as
Let's
well?
have a 4-hour gap for maintenance between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. That's pretty standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you were to take a guess, what do you think that the service frequency and operating hours of the Honolulu Metro are going to be?
Okay, I'm going to guess half an hour, and it'll run until 9 p.m.
Well, it is better than half an hour.
Okay.
So, what is your prediction?
I'm scared. I don't want to make it
You didn't...
Okay,
You
so it's better than half an hour. They're running 10-minute frequency.
Why is it so low? It's fully automated.
Okay, well, that's something that I would question.
Cut
but,
the trains in half and then run all of them at 5
well,
minutes.
you don't have to because they have enough trains to run higher frequencies.
Well, if it's some BS maintenance concern, cut the trains in half and run them at twice the frequency.
So, now let me ask you, what do you think the hours of service are?
4-hour gap at night.
You didn't correct me when I said 9 p.m., so that's concerning.
6-hour gap at night?
Is it... I'm just gonna
What
go
if
crazy.
I were to tell you that the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transportation initially planned to operate, and you're going to learn the name of it. They've named it the Honolulu Skyline
No.
between 7 a.m.
That's so late. You have
and
to get to
7
work.
p.m.
7 p.m.? The sun doesn't even set at 7 p.m.
It's fully automated. How is it this bad?
Wait, why?
Are they
why-
like doing track
wait,
construction for 12 hours
No.
every night?
Why wouldn't they? What's stopping them from running it more? No one's driving it.
Reasons. I don't know, man. They just decided that that's what they were going to do.
Did they rename it the Skyline so they can rename it back to Heart when it's done? So people are like, oh, thank God it's not Skyline anymore.
So they named it Skyline off of a focus group, and then and then they're planning to run it from 7 to 7 at 10-minute frequencies. Now, I believe that plan may have changed after significant public backlash to the idea of their new, $5 billion fully automated light metro running 10 minutes for 12 hours a day.
Oh, they haven't even finished the stadium one that goes. The airport extension that goes.
Nope.
They haven't?
This just goes to the stadium. That's like.
Aloha Stadium?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the overview right now.
Yeah. This is
It doesn't go anywhere.
I thought they finished the airport part too, so you're like kind of on the edge of downtown.
You weren't
No.
kidding about miles. It's like 5 or 6 miles from downtown. Wait, no, it's city center section.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay, yeah, that's really... Wait, okay. So it's at least like 7-8 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and their excuse for not running it later is like, well, if you need to go somewhere later than that, you can just take the bus.
Why did you build the train then? If people are just supposed to take the bus.
That's really bad because we didn't need to give people more reasons to not like Heart.
Yeah, there were plenty of reasons to not like it already.
Because people were already really hating on it to begin with.
Oh, this other article says it will start at 5 a.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. on weekends, but still stop at the same god-awful 7 p.m.
Oh, good. They've improved hours of
8 a.m.,
service.
okay.
On weekends.
So, yeah, that's horrible, right?
That's atrocious.
Like, I get that it goes nowhere and you probably want to save money, but it's fully automated.
Yep.
It's
Moving
not that
on
long.
from the hellhole that is apparently Honolulu Area Rapid Transit, also known as the Skyline. I will not call it that ever again.
I don't ever want to
When
talk
the
about it
city is not skylining.
Yeah, we have the I-95 bridge collapse. And all I have to say about this is maybe that SEPTA has what has the potential to be the best transit system in America if they would simply run more than two trains a train every 2 hours on the Trenton line.
The Society for the Elimination of Passenger Trains in America.
The Society for the Elimination of Passenger Trains in America, indeed. Although they have increased service by cutting an entire regional rail line. Like, they just bustituted it so they could add service on the Trenton line while the bridge is broken. To be fair, it was a very short line. It's like the Quinned line or something. It's like 2 stops.
That doesn't sound like that doesn't sound
but
too
knowing
awful.
SEPTA, I will laugh very hard if that particular regional rail service just never comes back, because that would be extremely in character for SEPTA.
That would be very SEPTA.
So, it turns out highway infrastructure is stupid and bad.
They're not even done rebuilding it. It's crazy.
They're not going to be done for weeks.
The mayor was like, I'm a big sports guy, and I'm a part of your team. So we're gonna backfill the entire bridge so you can temporarily drive on it. That guy's crazy.
Alan Fisher says they should just borrow trains from Amtrak like last time they did. Last time they had a big crunch.
Why would they do that? Because no one wants to take a train. It's stupid. We are the Society for the Elimination of Passenger Trains in America. We don't want trains. If SEPTA could, it would bustitute the frickin' subway. So, there you go.
Nobody's ever wanted to ride a train ever.
No. Any other I-95 thoughts?
I'm curious how long it'll take them to fix them and how much money and what sort of long-term effects this will have on SEPTA.
I wish Pete would push more for SEPTA to take action and to...
Yeah, this is a great PR opportunity
well,
for SEPTA.
His whole PR thing was, we'll give you as much money as you want to fix the bridge. All in on I-95.
Pete, why also didn't you be like... You're trying to run for president, right? Probably in 5 years.
Fine,
I'll vote for you if you're
He's
going to lose for president.
If you win the primary, I will vote for you. But this would be a great opportunity to help you win the primary by maybe getting some people who on board.
Because saying you'll shovel money into fixing the interstate bridge, anybody would do
great.
that.
Everyone
that's great.
That, yeah.
But that's nothing. That's not a special move on your part.
Support of kind of a more Bernieite coalition than you otherwise might have had difficulty of by doing such things.
Yeah.
Well, and it's an opportunity to get those people without alienating the people who drive. Because you can say, it's an emergency.
Yeah, it's an emergency.
We're helping the people who drive too.
And you're the transportation secretary. You're not the car secretary. I don't know. I think he should have done more. It doesn't make sense he didn't.
So Pete, give some money so SEPTA can run 10 trains an hour on the Trenton line until this is over.
And also use this as a PR opportunity for SEPTA to run trains in the long term.
Yeah. Show your support for transportation.
Ones that go forward on the tracks on a regular basis.
SEPTA also needs to put all of its modern trains on the Trenton line because currently it has some old Silverliners on it. It needs to put the modern trains there. So that all the people who are coming back are like, wow, SEPTA has improved somewhat.
Only somewhat.
Look, it's SEPTA, okay? They're getting there. That's their motto as well. I'm not kidding. Their motto is we're getting there.
Eventually.
That feels like a very satirical motto.
It's a very SEPTA motto. Okay, moving on from that, I have some Boise takes.
After going to Boise and having some time to transit surf.
I have finally ridden the Valley Regional Transit of Boise, Idaho.
The VERT.
And I have to say, It doesn't suck. I thought it sucked. I was wrong. I apologize for slandering you, Valley Regional Transit. You run a great service for what you have.
Don't they get like $3 a year?
Effectively. 15 million being $3 a year in transit money. So,
Yeah, that's
no,
like
I
literally
rode
nothing.
the 12, which is on Hill Road, the 16, which is the Hyde Park Loop, and the 3, which is on Vista. And as it turns out, there is more than one bus route in Boise that occasionally runs on 15-minute frequency.
Wow, is this new?
That being the 3 Vista. No, it's not, actually. I was just stupid last time we made an episode and claimed that
Cool.
only the 9 did.
Two whole routes.
The 7A/B on Fairview also occasionally runs 15-minute frequency.
3 whole routes. Cool.
Did you talk to any riders while you were there?
I did, and I talked to a bus driver as well, and also their bus station downtown. That thing frickin' rules,
Oh yeah, the
man.
huge underground one.
Yeah, the Boise subway, as I
In
said.
Bodo.
Yeah, no, it is awesome.
It
is
looks really cool.
It is so great. It blows everything that UTA has out of the water by a mile.
I wish
in terms
bus
of being a good
operations could be
station.
that fun everywhere, because like usually the bus loop tacked on your rail
And
station.
the transfers are incredible. Like they all come. Like it is very much like synchronized. So you can always get a transfer to whatever you need to transfer to, and it's great. It's great. Because all the hour buses leave at the same time, all the half-hour buses leave at the same time, and all the 15-minute buses leave at the same.
So they
It's
all
great.
just regroup.
And they all get there like
You
3 minutes
scramble.
before it, and you just have to go through. It's great. It's very well designed. I am incredibly impressed, even if, they are doing great things with the resources they have.
Yeah.
Well, that's some good news.
Yeah, so I apologize for the slander. Also, Boise's downtown, where I had not previously spent much time,
Bodo.
being a kid from the suburbanites, is lovely. 8th is a pedestrianized street. It's great. They've
Miracle.
taken away space from cars on Capitol Boulevard. There's now a protected bike lane.
Whoa.
It's great. And there's like tons of apartments and crap going up all over the place.
Housing
Yeah.
in
It's
my
great.
definitely not growing metro area.
It is great. Boise is a place to be bullish on if you are not queer. Because Idaho is a problem. But yeah, no, it's great. So I'm sorry for all the slander I did of Boise. Also, they're doing a zoning code update at the moment, which is going to be great. It'll allow missing middle housing basically everywhere, as well as like explode the downtown height limit. So yes, we
That's
love to
great
see
news.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Boise, you're doing good. Continue.
That's very much of a surprise.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I thought it was great.
Sounds
And
like you had a great time in Boise.
I did. It was great. So yeah, there's my Boise take. That's good actually.
Oh my goodness. Okay, 2019 numbers. Guess what Valley Regional Transit's operating expense per bus revenue hour was
What's
in
that?
2019?
$60.
100,
Very good.
which is like phenomenally low for a U.S. transit agency.
Very good. Well, they have low operator costs because Boise is not as expensive a metro as a lot of other places. So that could be a part to account for it.
Part of it. But
VRT is facing a fiscal cliff of its own, though. So
what?
that's
They
kinda-
only get $15 million a year. You could like
Yeah,
cough
but their
on them and they'd have enough
federal
money.
COVID funding is running out, and Boise does not have enough money to, pay all of that out of pocket because Boise funds basically all of VRT, and they need a budget increase to keep up with inflation. So they're like, yeah,
Despite the fact that they only get in 2021 $17.5 million.
Well, maybe they can get some of the Pete money.
hopefully.
But
Yeah.
isn't that just passenger rail and
It's the government. They pretty much just
That
do.
sucks.
They pretty much just do capital anyways.
we need bus money?
Yes. All right, next
and
topic.
not just electric bus money. Hey, you think they could reallocate just like a little bit of electric bus money to fund VRT for like 100 years?
It wouldn't take too much.
100. Like,
It's $1.7 billion.
The equivalent of replacing like a quarter of UTA's bus fleet with electric buses would be funding VRT for 10 years.
They run on
Jeez.
not even a shoestring. They run on like just the aglet.
They
on
run on the
ends.
aglet there.
Jeez.
So,
Go Boise urbanism. The metro area still needs work.
I'll show you some pictures I took in Caldwell, but
Ooh.
it's quite nice. They're doing some great urbanist stuff in downtown Caldwell, so.
Cool.
Sweet. I'll have to go to Boise.
You should.
I've only driven through it on my way to Seattle.
Yeah, park it. There's a little park and ride by the airport you can do, and then you can get
nice.
on the VRT and pop around town.
Very
Sweet.
convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not that far.
Nope.
I'll just go there for a night.
Mm-hmm.
They should bring back the Pioneer Line.
They go to...
Oh my god. Yeah, when that happens, we're going to have so much fun with our little Boise trips. Yeah.
Going to Boise every other
Wind.
week.
I'm excited about the Desert Wind too.
On weekend trips to Boise.
So, yes. Next topic, OGX. Went viral on the internet because Harrison Boulevard is now 10 lanes.
Wait a second. Would the Pioneer have a stop in Logan?
No.
No.
Oh,
No, nothing.
Where do
no.
the northbound tracks go?
They follow the highway.
Logan.
They go a ways.
No, they don't go into Logan. They just follow the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
They go to Pocatello.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I wish they went to Logan. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well,
10
I
lanes.
would like to restate
Stop
my position
widening roads.
that every BRT project is now just a scam for road widenings by state transit agencies, and
Some more obvious than others.
Well,
like,
this one is quite freaking obvious.
I mean, not
Because
as
you got
obvious as
2
the
miles
Mid-Valley
of dedicated
connector.
lanes, and they spent $130 million on it, which costs significantly more than the Draper extension did.
What if we didn't widen the road and instead just turned existing lanes into bus lanes and put down some nice stops and had a net capacity increase on the roadway?
That would be gay.
Oh. Isn't that like a good thing in 2023?
Oh yeah, it is Pride Month. That's true.
Yeah.
wait. I really don't know too much about OGX. To
That's
be honest.
good.
I've only seen the new construction they're doing and how awful that road is.
We're going to have a full episode on it before it opens in August, and we're going to have a whole video because we're all going to the opening, obviously.
Woohoo.
So.
Well, it says...
OGX, dumb. I'm mad at it.
1.5
Also, they have
miles of
contraflow
dedicated
running on some of the buses because UT has a problem with island platforms. Yes, sir.
Van Ness.
why would they have free fare for 3 years?
Because they know people aren't going to ride it if they don't give it out for free.
I mean...
Shouldn't people inherently ride it?
This
if
is the
it's a
same
good
thing as
service?
UVX, as they were scared
UVX
that
is
people
still
won't ride
free.
it.
Yeah, I know.
Even though the federal funding to make it free ran out, and so riders in Utah County are getting free rides off the backs of everyone else. Because
Okay.
if they didn't fund the free rides, they could probably bring back some service on other routes that have been cut, including in Utah County.
Because UVX runs a lot of service, and especially once you've got the universities pitching in, which I don't know how much they're pitching in for free rides already,
Probably
but I'm
not
sure they
much.
pitch in more for a pass
The
program.
point being,
Yeah.
stop. If you're going to do free fare for the whole system, not for your pet projects.
And if you're going to run frequency higher than 15 minutes, consider doing it on anywhere except UVX, in addition to UVX.
Yes. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, that's probably good.
I was going to see where the dedicated lanes are. Are they all in Harrison, or are they
The
on like 2
1.5
different things?
miles.
I think they're all in Harrison.
I believe they are too.
Next thing, the life and death of the Gloop. So,
Oh, yeah.
if you have been in Salt Lake City or lived downtown, as Kyle and I do, in the last, month and a half,
Yeah?
you may have been on 2nd East, you found yourself on 2nd East near the library, and noticed the Gloop,
The Green Loop.
also known as the Salt Lake City's Green Loop pilot project, which ran for most of this prior month and this month so far.
Yeah. This idea was originally spawned in 2016 in response to community requests for more greenery downtown. And
That
they're
is
finally doing a
true.
pilot.
And I will be honest, I was very skeptical.
Yes, because when you look at it when nobody is there, it is a bunch of small trees in bags on pallets and 2
that's
shipping
not
containers.
why I was skeptical.
That's why I was skeptical.
That's why I was skeptical.
Because it's really hard to make like an inviting lush green space
Without any
without dirt in the ground
Yeah.
and time for the trees to mature. So
No.
that's why I was skeptical. How
I
about
am
you?
skeptical of linear parks in the middle of roads generally.
Generally, yeah.
Because a lot of times you end up with more road than you do park. But
Salt Lake City,
Salt Lake City seems to have decided that they want to Main Streetify because there was just that one little lane of traffic on each side.
Yeah,
Plenty
yeah.
of space in the middle. It was great. There was live music. There were tons of people there every weekend. So I gotta say, Gloop was a win. Big win for Salt Lake City.
I like how they're taking the whole, okay, so you want green space and parks, and Salt Lake City's like, sure, we could make a park, but that would be boring and not that many people would use it. So what if we do event hosting and make it like an active, fun place to be? Like they had a little badminton net, they had cornhole, and get this, they provided the bags.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they had these like little shipping container, like mini restaurant things at food court.
Oh, really?
So
See, I wish I saw it.
Out, yeah.
I'm very sad.
I expect to see it kind of toned down.
Very
version of this in the final
mad
thing.
that I guess I don't understand why they tore it out, given that it was basically no upkeep other than watering trees.
I'm sure they spent money on event logistics, and they did not have like a plan to recoup that money and have something sustainable long term.
Because it was a great event space and it was a great place to go as a person who cannot drink on like a Friday or Saturday night.
Honestly,
to just listen to music or like talk to people.
You could sustain this one block demo as an event space that does events like every night except Sunday because,
It's
Utah.
normally pretty busy on Sunday.
Do they do? I don't think they do events on Sunday though.
No, but there were people there.
There you go. You could sustain this as just like an event space with like some nominal fees.
So I'm just mad it's gone. That's my only complaint with the group.
Yeah.
No, I'm mad it's gone too.
Be nice if they'd done the legwork to be able to keep this until they actually make it
Why
permanent.
didn't they keep it all summer at least? That's like,
Yeah,
especially since they're
you'd
not doing
think
open
so,
streets
right?
this year.
Aww.
I'm gonna miss the COVID open streets.
Well, they're doing open streets again next year. It's just this year they're taking a break to steady permanently pedestrianizing Main Street.
Why do they need to take a break from open streets to do some studying?
I
feel
don't know.
like
Down
doing
to,
open streets would help.
They want to see, they're doing like traffic studies to see how many cars are actually using it so that they have good numbers to back up why it's a stupid idea not to pedestrianize it.
Okay.
See, I wish they would just pedestrianize it
Everyone
and find out afterwards.
No one doesn't want it pedestrianized except for suburbanites.
You
and
gotta
so
have a
to show
traffic
them that it's
study to
stupid.
make this wash out through the whole process.
Yes. So they're
That's
doing a
fair.
traffic study over the summer to see like...
I mean, no, it's not really fair, but
Well,
it is.
that's how it works.
That is how it works.
It's fair under the
It's
system.
a waste of everybody's time and effort, but that is how it works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see more pedestrianized streets.
We need more.
Yep.
I wish...
Pedestrianized Regent. There's no reason for there to be cars on Regent.
Yeah, that one's kind of funny.
Which region?
You know the one
It's-
that goes... You know where Cheesecake Factory is? And
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Regent
That's
it's
such
basically pedestrianized already.
There's no
Yeah.
There's no reason for there to be cars on Regent.
Yep.
You,
There's no reason to have a Chick-fil-A drive-through either, but that's on private property, so that's not really our
Well,
problem.
Regent Street is private property.
Oh, yeah.
That's owned by the church as well.
Oh, my
Oh.
goodness. Can't it just be a normal
my favorite
public
land
street?
developer.
That's why everything there is closed except for the really expensive steakhouse on Sundays.
I could have sworn the actual street was a public street.
Either way, it's mostly church property.
God said that the meat is steak.
Yeah, indeed. Praise the Lord. Now we get to the really exciting Utah news. The Pride Bus Fiasco.
Because we can't just have a simple...
We can't have nice things because we live in a red state. That's why.
Can't have the bus wrap we already had.
So, if...
Aha, Regent Street is
This
a public
is...
street.
Okay, and I gotta brag here because for the second time in history,
You
the
did
Red Line
breaking news.
podcast broke a news story.
Yeah.
Oh.
We broke it. We were the first source to report on this.
We scooped the
I'm very
trip by
proud
what,
of
like
that.
3 hours?
We scooped the Trib by 3 hours, the news by 4 hours, and KOIN by like 6 hours because they're apparently not doing stuff. On
Go us, go us.
But yeah, no, we scooped those suckers. And so basically, to put the whole nightmare in a nutshell, UTA has had this Pride Wrap bus that was donated to them by the company that wraps the buses for UTA last year for the Pride Parade. It marched in the Pride Parade last year.
It was like mildly okay.
It was fine. It was mostly a hiring campaign is what it was.
Yeah.
But,
They're like, everybody come get a job at UTA. Please help.
also, look, we have some gay colors on top.
Please help gays. Work for us, please.
Well, and it worked. I
Yeah.
know a lot of... personally know a lot of people who are not straight who have signed up for UTA since that time, so it worked.
Great.
And then the bus was on the streets, of Salt Lake City just doing normal bus
Because
stuff.
why would you pay money to rewrap it?
Yeah, when it's already wrapped. And then UTA was like, this year, hey, we already have the Pride Bus.
Let's just put it in the
We're
parade
a
again.
poor, cash-strapped American transit agency.
So we can have basically free float.
We're just going to do it again. Because, they march in the parade every year. They're always one of the larger contingents normally. because a lot of gays work at UTA, I guess. And
gay UTA.
And so 2 days before the Pride Parade, UTA decided to make a Twitter post being like, "Hey everybody, happy Pride Month. Make sure to check us out at the parade, at the festival, and watch out for our bus." And then they had a picture of the bus.
Pretty standard PR.
From last year with, people around it.
Great. PR machine, go Burr.
And then Trevor Lee, who is one of our more asshole Republican representatives, he represents Woods Cross, which makes sense. He's also, I should note, been known to be in favor of calling in bomb threats to people who support Pride. So, a good guy all around is what I'm saying.
Sounds like
Do these people not have, PR officers that, tell them to not say stupid stuff?
Well, that helps them get elected.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
You assume that most people are not, okay with, violence if it suits their political ends. But he got all hot and bothered about it on Twitter. And then, along with 4 other representatives, can you look up who they are? Because I don't remember who the other 3 are.
What am I looking up exactly?
Crap.
Pride Bus Fiasco.
Pride Bus Fiasco. I don't know. Anyway, there were 4 other representatives, one from Layton, one from Utah County, and one from somewhere else, who he, along with those 3 people, all called into UTA and threatened to, do something. We still don't know what.
Do something.
Well, reportedly revoke their funding or something if they did not remove the bus from service and the parade. And the bus has been out of service since. And a lot of people, and I can speak for some people at UTA, including myself, were very displeased by this action. For one, we had this electric bus in the parade instead that they had to ad hoc throw some flags on, and it looked pretty sad. Because, and then, and the annoying part is that PR at UTA initially tried to kind of, not to say gaslight everyone into believing that they were always going to be using the electric bus, even though the Pride Planning Committee had been thinking that they were going to use the Pride bus since they had started planning for Pride.
Tweet.
And had also posted the tweet, and had also, made a bingo thing with the Pride bus on it and featured it in all of their marketing materials. But, we were always going to use the electric bus. And the decision was made. There was no pressure.
The decision was made. That's such a good line.
That's a very PR line.
I also have the legislators' names for you
who
were bothering UTA.
Name and shame.
This is according to the Trib. We have Candace Pierucci, Harriman, K.J. Christopherson, Lehigh, House Majority Leader Mike Schultz, Hooper, and Colin Jack, St. George.
Hooper.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lee from Woods Cross Bountiful. Also, speaking of the House Majority Leader, is reported to have said when first contacted about the scandal, "This is Utah. We shouldn't have to deal with, quote, that stuff," unquote.
Quote, this stuff.
This stuff, unquote. Sorry. If you can tell how our GOP majority feels about queer people. So, I don't want to harsh UTA's gig too much for this, especially since Jay Fox has written a very, good op-ed about it since that time, explaining, what he had to do and how he also was kind of devastated by that change.
That's good that he's, saying the things that are happening.
But not to harsh on UTA's gig because it really isn't their fault, but I do think that the board should understand when they have to make a decision like this again, that the people who did this to you do not support transit anyway.
So they're not going to help you with your funding anyways.
They want you to fail whether or not you are supporting your queer employees and riders. They do not care. They are using the Pride Bus as a cudgel.
So call their bluff on funding anyways.
When you've done this, now that you've done this, they will find something else to attack transit with. That's my only message. They don't actually care about that. They are using it as a cudgel. And caving to them on this, in my opinion, does not set a good precedent, especially since your mandate is not from the state legislature, but directly from the taxpayers of Utah, who have voted directly to give you both your mandate and your funding.
UTA is not a state-funded entity.
UTA is not a state agency. It is an independent agency. It is an authority, which means that it is not...
according to Representative Schultz, quote, "You are a state-owned entity," close quote.
No. That's not quite how that works, I'm afraid. But I just think that, and this is obviously only my opinion, but keep in mind who your friends and your enemies are, because the people who threatened you with this are your enemies. They do not want UTA to exist. That is my first and final thing on the topic.
Yeah.
If they could, they would snap their fingers and UTA would disappear, especially the bus. Frontrunner might get to stick around, but everything else is bad and should go.
Yeah, because the poors and the gays.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, no,
That's a really good point.
They don't care. They're attacking you with this so that they have ammunition in the next session to try and do something bad to UTA, which they already wanted to do. If they had, even though that they've caved on this now, they will find something else to attack UTA with.
So the board should have called their bluff because they don't really have
I don't know that
power.
The board should have, because that's, as much as it hurt my feelings and a lot of other people's feelings at UTA and made people feel unsafe riding, made people feel unsafe at work. Also, it is kind of what you have to do. But I think that everybody just needs to understand that appeasement is not going to work with these people because they want UTA to disappear. They don't care. They just want it to go away. And they'll use any tool they can to find ways to hurt UTA.
Yeah.
So, you can't tell I'm a little pissed off from the way that I'm talking loudly and in, clipped tones.
It'd be funny if we lived in a normal state.
Well, I mean, geez. First of all, Trevor Lee needs to chill the heck out because... just chill out, dude. It's not affecting you. And second of all, queer people are the most likely demographic of all to ride transit. Period. I don't know. I've said my opinion. That's all I got.
I don't disagree with you. By any means. I think it's just an unfortunate situation.
It's a very unfortunate situation where state legislators have decided, or state legislators, have decided to play culture war with essential public services.
Can't we have a normal culture war? Like they have in Florida.
Culture war looks like. Oh,
just
yeah. Where
directly attack the thing you don't like instead of
they did
messing
that
with
plenty
funding
last
knobs.
session, Kyle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So, no.
Can we cancel them? No, isn't that how that works?
We can't cancel them.
Don't we have a recall
We
mechanism?
don't have enough clout for that.
Yeah, we don't have enough clout to do a recall.
And we don't live in Woods Cross.
Oh yeah.
Luckily.
I mean, as far as commuter bedroom communities of Salt Lake, it's pretty close.
That is a very bedroom community.
It's very convenient.
Okay, and then final thing, Connecticut is defunding Metro North service. It's getting cut in half because
isn't that
reasons.
their only good service?
Excuse me, not Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's going to go from 400 trains a day to 200 trains a day. Across several lines.
Big difference.
Yes, it is, because reasons, even though they ran a surplus this year.
Isn't that a very well used system and also
Yes.
the entirety of Grand Central?
Yes. So there you go. Rhode Island, don't be dumb.
Well.
That's all I got for today. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I didn't realize this episode was basically one large news segment.
Yeah, it's just everything that happened since we were gone.
Yeah. So, but I'm not complaining.
Ooh, Trax is broken again.
Oh, nice.
No reason stated. I think it might just still be recovering.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all I got. I do want to make one note before we leave. Friend of the podcast, Logan Millsap, is running for city council in Springville, Utah.
Based.
So, if you have some money to throw around this campaign season, I would humbly suggest that you give some of it to him. You can find him on Twitter at LT Millsap. And I believe he has posted a Venmo link, which is where he's currently accepting donations.
Yeah, and small place, small campaign. All he really needs to do is get some signs printed.
$200, would be everything to him. Also, I'm sure that at some point in the future he will be doing campaign-related things. So, go knock on doors for him. He's a good guy. He's already done a lot of great things for Springville. He's very involved in the community, and I think that he'd make a great city councilor.
So, better name it.
Can I officially say the Red Line Podcast endorses Logan Millsap for Springville City Council 4-year term?
Hell yeah.
Sounds good.
So get him out there. He's a strong candidate.
Fantastic guy.
So, yeah.
The Red Line Podcast will be committing voter fraud in Springville and Minecraft.
I'm gonna keep the in Minecraft on there.
Oh, we'll go to the build the whole world Minecraft people and go to Springville.
They've only built part of Seattle so far. It turns out it takes a really long time to build the world.
Yeah, but they're working on making it faster.
Actually,
I saw that.
Yeah,
video,
I watched that video. Yeah.
So, as much as I would like to explore Minecraft Seattle,
well, maybe we should go build Minecraft Springville.
Maybe we should go be regular Seattle.
I love regular Seattle. I just wish it didn't rain.
Yeah. And hey, they're getting 3 whole new miles of transit with their new
we live here.
funding bills.
We should be living somewhere it rains.
What? I like our lack of rain.
Well,
you're not going to like it so much in 10 years.
I won't be here in 10 years.
Wow.
Knock on composite.
Yeah. Well, there's wood in there somewhere.
There is.
Was.
No, it's on the other side.
Fiberboard.
Yeah.
Do you guys have patrons pulled up?
Oh,
no.
Shoot, I forgot. Yeah. It's been so long.
Or Rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Logan, great candidate. I think he can do great things.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, Zach Adams.
I know. Zach Adams is...
Hey, you should come to dinner again, Zach, and this time we're paying.
We are paying. That's an order.
So our patrons are at Double Tracked High Speed Rail Super Logan to Payson Frontrunner tier
with 50 base tunnels through every mountain.
50 base tunnels through every mountain and branches to every conceivable city.
Including
Zach,
Junction.
Colorado.
No, Junction, Utah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the cool one.
I wouldn't mind going to Junction.
That would be Zach Adams with $69.69 per month. At regular Frontrunner tier, $10 a month, we have Curtis.
Some of our longest time supporters.
Yeah. Curtis Herring, Devin Zander, Mike Christensen, and Phobos 2390 or 2390, depending on your pronunciation.
And then our Red Line tier, $5 a month, we have Brian Smith, Christopher Whaley, DJ Hi Will Watkins, Generic GT, Jacob Whitecotton, Reluctant LA Resident, Robert P. Walsh, and Scott Harris.
And Blue Line tier, hauling as always, just like the Blue Line usually does when it's not having mechanical issues or door issues.
So not very often. Look, Track's reliability is very good regardless of line, period.
It's a Blue Line tier. Go Burr. We start off with Patrick Sloss at $3.77 per month.
Wow.
Thank you. We should send him a sticker for the extra 77
That must have been
cents a month.
inflation adjusted.
Thank you. We appreciate
inflation's
it.
going down. It's at 4% now.
That's still a lot, but that's good.
That's pretty normal.
They didn't increase rates.
I thought normal was 2.
Yeah, normal for the last 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Not for history. Anyway,
Gotcha.
Continue.
We also have Alex Stykowski, Ben Busath, Bradley Bondi, Elijah Kensler, Ethan McDonald, Evelyn, G4, Gonzo12, Jack Dean, John Heron Gorman, Martine Hecker Martinez, Matt Gray, Old Trolley, and Seth.
Yeah, you guys really stuck around, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. Yeah. We appreciate you sticking around even though we were bad and having stuff. We're going to be good now. We have lots of great stuff coming.
The Red Line Podcast character arc.
Next episode will be on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge design. No, I'm kidding.
How's Metro editing going? Have we started?
We have not started.
Great. Are you going to give us your footage?
Don't think there's enough space in the drive for it.
When I get home, I'll tell you the amount I have downloaded.
Alex needs to send me one number. I need to double check it, then we can clear out some space.
Okay, and you gotta log me in on my phone again because I've logged out of everything.
Great, we'll get you a password manager too, so you can hold on to the password.
If I brought the hard drive when I was sick, which I didn't think about, we could have probably had some work done.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know, I was very bummed. So.
Rip.
So anyway, yeah, no, that should be out in August or maybe
It'll
September.
be out
Yeah,
sometime.
it'll be out someday. Maybe it'll be out.
If it's running late, we'll come up with some other video content in the meantime.
Metro Season 2 filming soon.
Oh yeah,
This one will be different. Very different, actually.
we can play chess on the Avenues grid.
I was thinking, okay, well, you can turn this off because we don't want this leaking.
See, I'd say that's a bad idea because it's not.